This story comes from a Reuters report by journalist Nidhi Verma, and it's making global headlines. India's energy giant Reliance Industries, the country's top buyer of Russian oil, says it will abide by Western sanctions against Moscow, even as it tries to maintain relationships with its existing suppliers. Reliance, controlled by billionaire Mukesh Ambani, runs the world's largest refining complex in Jamnagar, Gujarat, processing around 1.4 million barrels of crude per day. It has a long-term deal with Russia's Rosneft to import nearly 500,000 barrels per day of crude. But now, with the US, EU, and UK tightening sanctions on Russia's energy sector, especially new US restrictions targeting Rosneft and Lukoil, Reliance says it will comply. Washington has given companies until November 21st to wind down transactions with these Russian producers. The European Union too has reinforced its stance, saying that from January 21st, it will not accept fuel produced in refineries that processed Russian oil within the previous 60 days. This, part of the EU's 19th sanctions package, adds further complexity to global oil trade. Reliance, in its statement, said, and I quote, "As is customary in the industry, supply contracts evolve with market and regulatory conditions. Reliance will address these conditions while maintaining relationships with suppliers." But Reliance isn't the only Indian player dependent on Russian crude. Other refiners such as Indian Oil Corporation, IOC, Bharat Petroleum, BPCL, and Hindustan Petroleum, HPCL, have also been major buyers. Since the Ukraine war began, India has emerged as one of Russia's top 3 oil buyers, purchasing around 1.5 to 1.9 million barrels per day of Russian crude, nearly 40% of its total imports at times. Cheap Russian oil became a lifeline for India's inflation control, saving billions in import costs. However, if India, under increasing Western pressure, begins to scale back purchases from Russia, the impact will be felt on both sides. For India, it means higher import bills. Russia offered crude at discounts of $10 to $15 per barrel compared to Brent. Losing that means paying significantly more, possibly costing India an extra $4 to $5 billion annually. India's alternative sources could be Saudi Arabia, Iraq, and the UAE, or increased imports from the US and West Africa. But none of these can match the discounts or logistical convenience Russia provided through direct and intermediary channels. For Russia, losing Indian refiners would be another economic blow. India became Moscow's most reliable energy market after European buyers pulled out. A cutback by India would force Russia to rely more heavily on China and smaller Asian markets, likely at even deeper discounts. In essence, Reliance's decision to comply with sanctions marks the beginning of a tougher phase for India's oil strategy. It's a delicate balance between energy security, foreign policy, and compliance with global financial systems. How New Delhi navigates this will define its position between Western pressure and strategic autonomy. This was Policy Pulse by Ralph. If you found this analysis insightful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Should India continue buying Russian oil despite Western sanctions? Until next time, stay informed, stay analytical.